right, the big story today is the win of the Congress in the Karnataka state elections. Most of the leads and the wins make it clear that the Congress is in a comfortable position to form the next government. While early trends did suggest a neck-and-neck fight, by the afternoon, it has become clear that the Grand Old Party has now crossed the majority mark quite comfortably, even as the BJP has conceded defeat. The focus now shifts to who will occupy the Chief Minister's post in Karnataka.
Once all the results come, because all trends are there now, once the results come, we will do the detailed analysis. And as a political party and as a national political party, we will not only analyze and we will see that what are the gaps and what are the deficiencies were there at different levels. We will look into that and improve upon it, and we will take this result in our stride, and we will go ahead and reorganize the party and come back during Lok Sabha election.
120 ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಥಾನಗಳನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಗೆಲ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಇನ್ನ 5 ರೌಂಡ್ 6 ರೌಂಡ್ 7 ರೌಂಡ್ ಹಿಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ರೌಂಡ್ಗಳಾಗಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಕ್ಷ 120ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸ್ಥಾನಗಳನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಅಧಿಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸ್ವಂತ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ.
Right now, the people verdict is in favor of, now at present it is in the favor of Congress party. It is very surprising to see this result, and Bharatiya Janata Party in the state of Karnataka, we have done extremely well, and people verdict we need to accept. It is in the favor of Congress. BJP target was around 150. We were targeting 150, and we were very confident at least 120 will be our minimum numbers.
So some reactions coming over there, but just to give you a clearer picture of what is happening right now as the votes are being counted. Remember, the final tally comes in after several rounds of counting at all of the poll booths. And so far, the picture that's emerging makes one thing clear, that the Congress is in a comfortable position to form the next government. Now, this is significant in a state like Karnataka, which very often returns a split verdict or a hung house. There are three major players in the state: the BJP, the JDS and the Congress party. Now, the last time that the Congress got a full majority in Karnataka was in the 2013 election. In 2018, the BJP was the single largest party, but far away and had not yet crossed the halfway mark or the magic figure of 113. What that did was gave us a very unstable 5 years in Karnataka with a push and pull. Three chief ministers were changed. The BJP finally did get back to power in Karnataka, but then changed their chief minister to Mr. Bommai. And there has been a lot of political instability. What this means is that as of now, it seems like there will be a clear and stable government in the state of Karnataka, which traditionally does not return power to the incumbent. They haven't in the last 40 years. So Congress was projected to have the highest number of votes or the highest number of seats after this election. But the 130 seats odd that they seem to have leads on right now does show a better than expected performance and will give a boost to the party ahead of the next Lok Sabha election, which is why today you see a lot of focus on 2024, even as this election is done and dusted. Let's listen in to some more of the reactions coming in.
I credit my party cadres and all my leaders. They have worked hard. People have exposed faith in us. The leaders have supported us. It is a collective leadership, and we have jointly worked. I have said in the beginning, joining together is the beginning. On the day I took the oath, thinking together is the progress, working together is the success. That is what I said on the day. I assured Srimati Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi that, and Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, that I will deliver Karnataka to their fold.
This is a celebration of democracy. The Bharatiya Janata Party, Karnataka, first of all, thanks every voter for participating in these elections and for supporting us during these elections. I personally and the leadership here want to thank every Karyakarta of the BJP who have worked very hard during these elections. And we respect the verdict, accept the verdict, and we will contribute to our state and our people as a constructive opposition.
So why were all eyes on the Karnataka election? For one, it's a big state. It contributes 28 seats to the Lok Sabha, and you have a Lok Sabha election, a general election, coming in next year in 2024, which is why the Karnataka election was seen as some sort of a precursor. It's the first major election of this year as well. Of course, more state elections are set for the rest of the year. The other reason why all eyes were on Karnataka is because the Congress has been claiming that there is a lot of tailwind after Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra, which spent significant time in the state of Karnataka. Today, they are claiming that you're seeing some rub-off effect of that as well on the elections, and that is why they have won fairly decisively. Will it also impact the next strategy of both the BJP and the Congress in the run-up to the Lok Sabha elections remains to be seen. Meanwhile, the story in Karnataka for now has moved on to the question of who will be the next chief minister. They're very strong contenders, two strong contenders, at least from the Congress, and you're listening to one of them right now.
That Congress party would get around 130 seats. That was my assessment of the situation in the state. Almost it comes true. You may cross 130 also. It's a big victory to Congress party. The people of Karnataka wanted a change. In Karnataka, because they were fed up with BJP government. There was a strong anti-incumbency against the BJP government. The BJP did not come to power. Whether it is in 2008 or in 2018, there was no mandate by the people, the BJP party. In 2008 also there was a fractured verdict. In 2018 also there was a fractured verdict. In 2008 also they came to power through Operation Kamala. In 2018 also Operation Kamala. They have spent a lot of money in Operation Kamala. The BJP asked some of the MLAs who defected from Congress and JDS by giving them money, and all MLAs who are defected and involved in Operation Kamala, they were all sold. Many of them were taught a lesson in this election. The people of Karnataka are politically very mature people. They know which party would save the state, because there was a threat by the BJP to the secular fabric of the state. There was a hate politics. The people of Karnataka are not tolerating hate politics or communal politics. They tried to win this election by money power. They could not succeed with money power. And Rahul Gandhi ji, Priyanka Gandhi ji, Mallikarjun Kharge ji, they also campaigned Congress party aggressively. The Padayatra of Rahul ji also helped. It enthuses the workers, the cadre in the party. I think this election is a very crucial election. This result of this election will be a stepping stone for the coming Lok Sabha election. I hope that all non-BJP parties come together and see that BJP is defeated. I also hope that Rahul ji may become the Prime Minister of this country.
Sir, is this mandate against the Modi and Amit Shah who campaigned aggressively for 25 days?
Definitely, 100%. It is a mandate against the Narendra Modi. It is a mandate against the Amit Shah. It is a mandate against the Nadda. It is because Narendra Modi has come to Karnataka 20 times. He addressed 20 rallies. No tribalism in the camp. That's campaigned like Narendra Modi. Hey, yaar, jista kelappa. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹಚ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ. ಇದೆ.
That is the case. Why did Congress not do well in Bangalore and coastal area? Congress has not done well in these two areas. What is the reason?
See, in the last election, we won only one seat in Bangalore. This time we expected 3 to 4. But Ramanath Rai, Bankwar, we expected. And also Beltangdi, you think others get it or not? One 3-4 Puttur, we expected. ಆಯ್ತಾ ಆಯ್ತು 4 ಗೆಲ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. ಉಡುಪಿನಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಗೆಲ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. ಬೈಂದೂರು ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಬೈಂದೂರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗುವ